Keselowski's crew chief told me this morning, our strength is the long run. I'm not sure anyone can beat us there. But listen to Brad right after he got passed by Marcus Ambrose.
I just pushed so hard, I got nothing left. 10-4, them guys behind you are running 13 flats. Remember, you always go faster when you save gas. It's nice and smooth here.
Pushed hard, nothing left, and that cannot overcome the aggressive moves made by the 9 and the 18 earlier, Alan.
Restart, Dave, with 16 laps to go. Was a huge moment in this race.
Well, in Brad's defense, it's hard to be smooth and take it easy and try to make lap times when you got two of the very best road racers chewing on your rear bumper. So he had to go as hard as he could to try to hold them off, and he couldn't do it. Now he can just sit here and see if his car will come back to him.
Change for fourth.
Jimmy Johnson on the move. I saw him early in the race, kind of established himself up there in the top 5. Never really showed that he had anything for these first 3 drivers today, but there he is in 4th.
He and this team got so many people's attention, their rivals' attention, with that dominating win at Indianapolis. And they are certainly in championship form. Numbers in their championship years this year compared to that 5 straight run, they're right on target. Menard slides wide. Jeff Gordon into the top 10. Not going to be happy with it, but a solid rally for the 24 team. Kyle Busch got the lead on the initial start. He was on the outside of the front row. Got ahead of Juan Pablo Montoya in turn 1, led the opening run of the race, but Joe Nemechek slow. Trying to make it back around to the pit lane.
I'd say maybe he's had a transmission problem or something like that. Trying to make it back.
Yep. 2 laps to go.
It's like Keselowski's car did come back to him. It's just maybe a little too late.
Maybe there, if Ambrose happens to make a little bit of a mistake, Brad will be there to take advantage. Right there's a little bit of a mistake on the 9 car. No, it's a mistake. It just looked like his handling's going away on him.
Yeah, bobbing and weaving around a lot. Just a lap and a half to go. Keselowski aggressively after Ambrose. Here he goes for second.
Well, he's got position on him in the right place.
He made a great move through the inner loop. He slid that thing through there and jumped back in the gas. He could see that Ambrose's car was really going away.
The way that 9's bobbing around, you
I
wonder
see
if
the
something's
18
failing
moving
on
around
it.
like he might be out of fuel.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Andy. I was wondering if he was running out of fuel here.
Coming to the white flag.
I'll tell you, the 2 cars close that gap.
I don't know if it's that or if he thinks he might have a flat tire or something like that. He's really moving the car around. It doesn't look very stable right now.
1 lap to go. Kyle Busch, defensive line into turn 1.
There's something wrong with the 18.
Now Ambrose trying to get second from Keselowski while he tries to get the lead from Kyle.
Oh,
Contact in the S's.
It's right. Got
Dangerous spot on the track for Kyle to be sideways. Looks like he gets off to the guardrail. No caution yet. Here's the race for the lead.
Keselowski's got damage on the left front.
Is the tire going to make it all the way around?
Lost him here. Lost him.
And will the 9 help him?
Oh,
everybody's in the grass.
No, you're clear. Dig, dig, dig.
That might have been the race right there. We'll see. No, Keselowski's slower. Keselowski's got a problem. Trying to stay with Ambrose. 2 final corners. Do they use the bumpers? A nudge, a push. Can Ambrose save it? To the checkered flag. Who gets here first?
Clear, clear.
Ambrose 9, Keselowski 2. Final corner. Marcos Ambrose is going to win at Watkins Glen in a remarkable last lap turn of events.
Winner of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, baby. Woo!
Jeff Gordon in the wall. That's off the final corner. I so badly want to hear from Ambrose and Keselowski to find out what in the world was going on in that last lap and a half.
Everybody, what happened to Kyle Busch's car? That was a year's worth of excitement in 2.45 miles. Incredible.
It's almost like the 2-car would go and then stop and then go, and it's almost like it was out of fuel, but he's still running.
Vince?
I'm with Dave Rogers. He's the crew chief for Kyle Busch, communicating now to the team. Dave, what happened with Kyle's car?
Well, the 47 broke. He seemed he just went by smoking. He broke. He let oil down all over the track. And we just got caught in the oil and allowed the 2-car to get to us. Then 2-car raced us the way he raced us. So good car. Kyle did a great effort. Really proud of everyone on this M&M's Toyota Camry team. We're fast. They know we're here, but we didn't get that job done today.
So there was nothing wrong with the 18 car. He just got in the oil of the 47.
No, there's oil all over the racetrack, and it's just hard to go.
Thanks, Dave. Alan?
Well, that explains a lot right there. There's probably oil all the way around the track, and that's why we couldn't figure out exactly what was going on.
So Marcos Ambrose with the first ever last lap pass for the win at Watkins Glen. Brad Keselowski having to settle for second, but Dave, he's smiling a lot as he shares.
Well, he's congratulating everybody on Marcus Ambrose team. Tell us what happened on that last lap, Brad.
18 was leaking fluid, something fierce, and the track was just had no grip at all. And when I caught him, he had leaked really bad into 1 and missed the corner because he was slipping his own oil. I got under him going into 2, and we all slipped in his oil, and I hit him and it spun him. And, I mean, I hate to say there was nothing I could do, but there was literally nothing I could do. It was just one big giant oil slick underneath his car, and I feel bad about that. And then it just came down to running a whole lap against Marcos, and I got in the oil and would slip up, and he'd get by me, and then he'd get in the oil and slip up, and I'd get by him, and just really good, hard racing. So beating and banging. I think that's the way racing should be. It's great to race against guys like Marcus. Thanks, man. It's great to race against guys like Marcus that you can rub on, lean on, and they don't lose their cool and just intentionally wreck you. That's what racing's supposed to be right there. A good driver with a little bit of bumping and rubbing, but none of that intentional wrecking BS. Marcus is a class act. That's the way racing should be.
How did you come back? You said yourself your car was gone.
Yeah, you know, I just got back into taking care of it there and riding by Marcos, and it came right back, and then we're in good shape.
One of the most exciting final laps at Watkins Glen we've seen. Brad comes home second.
Unofficial finish order: Ambrose, Keselowski, Johnson, Boyer, Hornish Jr., Biffle, Kyle Busch 7th. Marcos Ambrose celebrating back-to-back wins in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at Watkins Glen International after a crazy, strange, bizarre twist in the last lap where Ambrose went from 3rd to 1st.
The emotion not quite as intense as a year ago, but believe me, they are very happy here in Victory Lane. What a dramatic last lap. How would you describe it?
Oh, man, it just feels so good to be back in Victory Lane. Thank you to Sprint, Stanley, DeWalt, Mac Tools, Ford, Rich Petty Motorsports, everyone that gets us here, you know. Just feels so good. Last year was relief. This year's just pure joy. Big shout out to Dad. He's been in hospital all week. I wish I could be there for you, but I hope it makes you feel better, and just pump for my team, pump for Todd Parrott, and just a great day.
What about that last lap? How were you able to take advantage of the 18's misfortune and bring this car to victory lane again?
Well, I was the first one to slip on the oil and let Brad pass, and it was just getting worse and worse. And you could tell the car was staying out there because, you know, the oil was moving around the racetrack, and you just take your chances. You know, you got to commit at that point of the race. And bad luck to Kyle. Great racing though with Kyle and Brad. I mean, they're the two best guys to race with. Just awesome fun, and that's the way racing should be. And we got the number 9 Stanley Ford in victory lane.
With 3 laps to go, though, the 2 got by you. It seemed like it was slipping out of reach. What were your thoughts then?
Yeah, I just burned everything up. You know, our strategy was to do 3 stops. All of a sudden, that caution come out. We had to pit, and we came out in 9th or 10th or something, and I just used my stuff up coming through, and you just got to take Lady Luck when she strikes, and it was our day.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Marcos Ambrose still stellar here in the Glen. He's never finished worse than 3rd, and now cashes in his 2nd career Sprint Cup Series victory.
What an amazing finish. Marcos Ambrose celebrating in victory lane. And yeah, that old saying, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Kyle Busch had one in his sights. Circumstances and conditions saw it slip away in the last lap, and who can blame him for being frustrated? Jeff Gordon winning last week at Pocono, this week at Watkins Glen, running 10th, coming to the final corner of the race when he wound up in the guardrail, trying to get more.
Wow. Yeah, it looked like he just had a run there on the outside, maybe of Regan Smith. Oh, I'm sorry, Matt Kenseth. Not much grip out there, though, and another one of the best loses it, Doc.
Absolutely, DJ. And Jeff, you had driven it back to within a top 10, inside a top 10 finish, and then it went around. What happened?
Oil all over the racetrack. You know, it's pretty ridiculous that, you know, they don't want to end a race under caution and put you know, that many cars in jeopardy. I had no idea there was oil out there, and I mean, I knew there was all kinds of havoc happening all around, but you know, it's a great effort by Drive In Hunger Chevrolet. I'm pretty bummed out right now because we didn't have the day that I thought we were going to have. You know, I thought our car was a lot better than that, and we started pretty good, but I knew something wasn't right, and then we tried to make an adjustment. Didn't go the right way, went backwards, and yet Alan and the guys made some adjustments there on that last stop. And we weren't good on the restart, but man, did it come on. And we were just passing cars left and right. I was having a blast. And, you know, to work that hard all day long, come all the way from way back, all the way up into the top 10 and have it taken away because they don't want to throw a caution, you know, it's pretty disappointing. So, you know, I jumped out there to the outside of Kenseth, and I think he could see the oil because he just gave it to me. And I went out there, and there was just no grip, just completely came around.
Thanks for your time, Jeff.
Thank you.
Well, it looked like Dale Earnhardt Jr. as a points leader, you were going to have a top 10 finish, but then what happened over there with the spin?
I just got in the corner and made a mistake, and this is pretty much all there was to it. Just overdriving the car.
After you spun, was there other damage to the car? It looked like you struggled a little bit getting the car to turn.
No, I had all my tires were flat spotted, and I got back out on the track, and then there was just oil everywhere from somebody, everywhere. You couldn't see it, but it was everywhere. So you didn't know where to run, and I saw the leaders were coming, and I was trying to get out of the way, and they were in oil, I was in oil, and then I watched everything that happened in front of me, and just a bad deal. I think the track would shouldn't have oil on it. We shouldn't be, I don't know, you know, maybe you know, it's a tough deal, I guess. They let her finish out, you know, with all that oil on the track. I don't really like that, but because it was a bad, ugly finish at the end.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., 28.
So championship standings, Jimmy Johnson goes to the top of the board, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. slides down to the number 4 position. Denny Hamlin, more critically, falls to that 10th spot, now just 40 points ahead of 11th place. In the wild card picture, Ryan Newman now moves ahead and has that 2nd spot. A second win for Kyle that might have would have really helped him there. Didn't happen.
That's why he was so frustrated. He really needed that win. And Jeff Gordon, he slips out of that spot.